If you are watching this video, I want you to take this as your reminder to keep going. So I am back in London, and it was 10 years ago that I came to London to study positive psychology. I was one of the first people in the UK to study positive psychology here and to bring positive psychology to the UK. These last 10 years have been up and down. There have been challenges. There's been times where I thought, like, am I going to make this happen? And if I could go back to that version of myself 10 years ago, I would tell her to just keep going, keep putting one foot in front of the other, and things in 10 years' time are going to be so much more magnificent than you ever thought they could be. So 10 years ago, I was working in financial services. I felt so misaligned. I could do my job, I was good at my job, I was getting bonuses, I was outperforming, but I was in severe anxiety and burnout. And I knew that moment I started that course, that day here in London, I knew that my life was going to be so different from that moment. I felt it, and I cried. This is making me emotional. I cried that first day because in one day I felt so different, and that was just the beginning. And in the last 10 years since that moment, I got my qualification. I went on to teach mindfulness because mindfulness became a big buzzword around 2015, 2016, and people weren't yet ready to hear about positive psychology, but they loved the buzzword of mindfulness. So I trained over 1,000 people in mindfulness across the UK, and then slowly and surely started to get the positive psychology principles in. This led me to moving into HR in the financial services organisation that I was in, and running positive psychology programs throughout the different parts of that business. And then I knew my impact was bigger and I wanted to do even more. So I left financial services and set up my business and became an accredited coach, and then started just using all of my skills in my business, helping several other organisations around the UK and some incredible leaders and businesses over the last few years, bringing in positive psychology principles. And I was at an event last night with the amazing Sue Langley, amongst other top positive psychology experts worldwide, and that event sold out, and it was just incredible seeing how those ripples have spread over the 10 years and just how people are actually waking up to this stuff now and just how potent and powerful it is. So if I could go back to myself 10 years ago and say, not only are you going to end up in this career in HR that you absolutely love, but you're going to go beyond that as well. You're going to speak on stage about this stuff, including TEDx. That version of me would have been like, I do not have enough confidence to do a TEDx, let alone speak on stage in front of 20 people. So you can just come so far, and all it takes is just following what lights you up, following that spark within you, and taking those steps, and everything just shifts and changes.